Hello and welcome. My name is Space Muffin, and we have a very special episode of The Void Playground today. We are going to be talking about Spider-Man 2. Jumpman, how are you doing today?
Oh, fantastic. Amazing. Spectacular, even.
Okay, this is good. So, Jumpman, now look, I personally have not got around to playing Spider-Man 2 yet, but I have played, the first one in Miles Morales. Right off the gate, how would you say that this one compares to the first Insomniac Spider-Man game?
I would say it's just as good. Gameplay wise, I would say it's just as good. Story is really good. Uh, yeah, probably the story I would say might even be even better, I'd say.
So, now how do you feel about Spider-Man 2 in comparison to Miles Morales?
Uh, Miles Uh, Miles Morales was kind of a slightly smaller game focused on Miles
Sure,
Morales,
sure.
but I didn't realize. I'm glad I played Spider-Man Miles Morales because I did not realize how much that game was going to influence Spider-Man 2 story-wise.
Oh, good,
I
good.
thought it was gonna be more like because I thought it was more like a small spin-off. I didn't think they would acknowledge that much from that game, but they do acknowledge quite a bit, just as much as the first one.
Yeah. Now, what edition of the game did you get?
I just got the normal one.
So walk us through, please. Oh yeah, you got the launch edition. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So walk us through kind of some of the new powers and kind of some of the differences gameplay wise, because a lot of people are like, well, this is just it's kind of the same thing but bigger, But maybe walk us through a little bit of that if you.
It is the same thing but bigger. Well, there's some nice. I guess they do. There is some things that are nice. Like I think instead of in the first game, I think you had like this wheel that you would hold down a button for, and you'd select like one of these many different options. And but now instead of that one big wheel, it's like two smaller wheels on the corner of the screens. And that you just hold down L1 or R1 to select one of the four gadgets or one of the four special abilities.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
So it's a little more efficient. So there's a little bit of a button. So like yeah, you hold down L1 and you press like X, circle, triangle, or square to do one of those uh, special moves or whatever. And
Wow.
then or you could hold down R1, press X, circle, triangle, or square to do the gadgets.
So as far as the as far as the environment goes in the game, how do you feel about kind of what they've done with the city and kind of the new environments, and obviously, how that impacts gameplay. I know they added like a new wingsuit type thing.
Yeah, there is a wingsuit mechanic. I don't. It's cool. I don't use it too often though.
Okay.
There is a challenge though that like one of the side mission things where you actually have to basically use the wings to follow the slipstream to on the robotic vultures. What there's like a side it's like a side mission thing, and you're just trying to figure out where people are being kidnapped.
Oh, that's interesting. So as I mentioned, so from my understanding, the map is like twice as big as the
I
first game.
believe so. Yeah.
So,
I,
like,
I
how
think
does
so.
that make you feel? Or is it overwhelming? Is it a little bit more? Do you feel more free? Because in
I,
the first game, there, you do run into the occasional invisible wall.
yeah. I don't think it's overwhelming. I haven't finished the game either, though. I might be only halfway through.
Oh wow, wow.
But it is but I've been doing a lot of the side stuff
So
as well.
I've also heard that, like, okay, so obviously you can switch between the Peter Parker Spider Man and Miles Morales.
Yes.
How does that feel? How does that, um, Do you get to choose, or is it situational, or how does that work?
It's a little of both.
Oh, interesting.
Um, yeah, for the story progression, you do have to stick with one or the other, depending on how the story is going.
Okay.
But when you're just roaming around, you can freely go back and forth.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So I've heard that this game, bar none, has the most Spider-Man suits.
Yeah, there's a lot of Spider-Man suits. There's one Spider-Man suit I just unlocked when I was last playing it yesterday. The Noir Spider-Man from Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, cool, cool.
Yeah, so they brought the whole in the in Spider-Man game, or no, no, I don't think it was in the first Spider-Man game. I think it was just in Miles Morales. I could be wrong there. They just had like this visual effect where it made it look resemble Spider-Man to the Spider-Verse.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Like a cell shaded thing.
yeah. They brought that back from Miles Morales in Spider-Man 2, which is pretty cool.
So let me ask you a question. How do you feel about okay, so I know, obviously Miles Morales has specific powers, Peter Parker has specific powers. I know Peter
Yeah.
Parker has the mechanical arms, is that correct?
Yes.
And how do you feel about that as opposed to the Miles Morales kind of electricity mechanics?
It works. I enjoy both equally, I'd say.
And then have you unlocked the symbiote powers? I know that's something that we've been.
Yes, yeah, I've already gotten that.
How does that feel
That
in the game?
that's pretty cool. That's pretty fun. Um, a little a little overpowered.
Okay. Okay. Wow, that's incredible, man. So, I know we're 7 minutes into the podcast and we've kind of given a brief overview of everything. But so you mentioned excuse me, 1 second. You mentioned so far that you actually might like the story better in this game than the previous two games.
Maybe I haven't completed the game though, but
Well,
it's a really good story, and it's got that same cinematic quality that Spider-Man as well as the Miles Morales game had.
So now I grew up with, obviously I played, like I said, I haven't played this one, but I played have you played like the other Spider-Man games, like the ones for the fifth generation consoles and things like
No,
that?
I haven't,
I was
honestly.
I was just curious. So in my experience, because Spider-Man for the N64 and Spider-Man Inter Electro, for the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Spider-Man also came out for the PS1 as well, but
Yeah.
I kind of grew up with those games. And then, we kind of got the really good web swinging with Spider-Man 2, the movie, like the movie game.
Yeah.
And what's interesting to me is just kind of the evolution of those, and these games really they feel like Spider-Man simulators. Like, what would it really be like to be Spider-Man and all the kind of, it really lets you live out that Spider-Man fantasy. And so I bring up the story is because, with the pacing and I know one of the big complaints of the first one was kind of the Mary Jane levels were kind of like buzzkills,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, like how do you feel like that in comparison? How do you feel like the pacing is in this one?
That
I know it's hard to say because you haven't beaten it, but
they did bring that back a little bit. I don't think it's
okay.
as bad, but it's still there.
Interesting.
Unfortunately.
Interesting.
Because there is one moment I've gotten through already where you actually are playing as Mary Jane Watson, and you're doing like this kind of stealth thing, like you have to like get to this area to get the key, and then to this area to to get the antidote or something like that, or and you have to help free the lizard,
Okay.
or
Okay.
Dr. Connors.
So
But that was kind of where it slowed down a little bit. But earlier on in the game, there was also like something like that where you got to see like a flashback of Peter Parker and Harry Osborn in high school,
Oh,
And
see,
they're
that's kind
like
of cool.
yeah, and they're sneaking around the school.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
So yeah, we'll try to avoid as much spoilers as we can. But let me ask you a question, Jumpman, if I can. Um, so we're going back to the suits because that's something that I'm kind of interested in. Part of and for those of you who've never played these games, part of the fun is there's like a collectathon completionist aspect to these games, right?
Yeah, I would from as a Spider-Man fan, I would say so. Yeah, a lot of the suits are pretty cool.
Yeah, where you're collecting suits, you're collecting unlockables, you're collecting new powers, you're kind of leveling up your guy. So for those people who, because like that was something that I felt like wasn't as heavy in Miles Morales. So for the people that really just want to get into the nitty gritty of side quests, secrets and unlockables, do they kind of bring that back in this game?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, just more so. Yeah.
Okay. So, would you say that you now? I mean, just based off of your experience, are you one of the people that likes to do all the side quests first, or do you like to kind of just what's your process through playing through these games? Do you like to complete the main
I
quests?
I do the side quests as I'm doing the main story.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at as well.
Yeah, that's what I typically do. I do whatever I can, or yeah, I don't spend too much. I spend a little bit of time on side quests before I go back to the main story. And
So this has been a big like all the okay. So you and I were talking like in DMs and things like that, and Mario Wonder also came out, and City Skylines, Hot Wheels Unleashed 2. Um, have you been playing Mario Wonder, or has it just been like
yes,
strictly Spider Man?
no, it's actually yeah, because yeah, Spider-Man 2. I'm a huge Mario fan also, so it's like and Mario Wonder and Spider-Man 2 had to come out on the same day. And so it's like I've been actually going back and forth between playing the two.
Oh
But
wow.
I would say I'm playing more Spider-Man because I think it's more like I'll spend an hour or two playing Mario, and then I'll spend 3 or 4 hours playing Spider-Man.
Oh wow.
And
Wow. Okay.
it's
So
been
it's
kind of like that.
interesting. Yeah, it's weird how I mean 2023 is shaping up to be one of the biggest years in video games. Like when you
I
think about it.
It's just right now. I would say the later half of October, early half of November. Like
Well,
there's a
but
lot of games I'm wanting to get.
look at. I mean, not, I'm just like in a lot of games I haven't even played, but we got Final Fantasy 16, Street Fighter 6 this year. We got
Yeah,
Diablo 4. We got Baldur's Gate 3. Obviously Spider Man, Mario, City Skylines 2 came out. Hot Wheels
yeah. Well,
Unleashed
for the
2.
PC, it came out.
Well,
I
yeah.
don't have a gaming. I don't have a
Well,
gaming PC, so I'm.
once eventually it's going to come out for console. My
Oh
point is,
yeah,
it's being released. And we're just getting all these
yeah,
kind of big games. The Cyberpunk 2077 expansion, and there's just so
yeah.
many more. And
Well, yeah. Right now, I'm wanting to get Sonic Superstars. That just came out as well. I'm going to get that at
wow,
some point.
yeah. So you,
And
you got a
then
lot of gaming to do, man.
yeah, Nickelodeon All Star Brawl 2 is a game I want to get as well as a Nickelodeon fan. I don't know if you've
Yeah, no,
seen.
I've checked it out. So kind of going back to
Yeah,
Spider-Man, the reason
yeah,
why I mentioned that is okay. So I actually played Spider-Man the first one in 2020. During the
yeah.
pandemic, just because and I paid like $20 for it, got all the DLC and all that.
Did
And
you play the PS4 version or the PS5 remastered
the
version?
PS4 version,
Okay.
and then
Yeah,
I
yeah.
heard
A
there
lot of
wasn't much of a change,
yeah.
to be honest.
Well, a lot of the fans they changed the Peter Parker model,
To Tom Holland,
character
basically, right?
model. A what?
To look more like Tom Holland, basically.
No, it changed. They changed it up a little bit in the PS5 version, which a lot of fans prefer the PS4 look over the PS5 look.
Oh,
Peter
interesting,
Parker
interesting.
yeah, but
Wow.
I don't think either one didn't really bother me too much. But I played the PS4 version because I had to get it as soon as it came out.
That was no. I played it in 2020. Then I played Miles Morales when it first came out. I played it on the PS5 over one of my friend's house,
Yeah,
and Like these are the kind of games like, and this is just for me. Like I don't like to rush through these games, and I like to take my time with these games. Am I going to play the game soon? Probably not. I'll probably wait a little bit, to be honest, till the DLC and stuff comes out. Um, and it's one of those situations where, like, I'm a massive Spider-Man fan. He's one of my favorite superheroes.
Yeah,
You know,
he's definitely mine too.
I love Spider-Man and Batman. And fun fact, guys, if you love these Spider-Man games, if you love the Spider-Man games, then and you like Batman, a lot of the gameplay is actually heavily inspired from Batman Arkham Asylum. Have you played any of
That
the?
wouldn't surprise me.
No, I mean, yeah, it's heavily inspired from Arkham Asylum, and they definitely it's just tough. You guys will have to play the Batman Arkham games. Obviously, they're older games, relatively speaking, and so these games are going to be a lot more polished. They're going to be a lot more, maybe a little bit smoother. But if you do enjoy these style of games and you like Batman, go back and play Arkham Asylum. Those games are really cool. But going back to Spider-Man, I think what's interesting about like a Spider-Man game is, and it took them. There's tons of Spider-Man games, right?
Oh,
and for those of you who are on the audio only, Jumpman is showing his signed copy of Miles Morales.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So Jumpman, walk us through that. You met the voice actor for Miles Morales?
Yes.
I know you might have mentioned it before, but walk us through what that experience was like.
He was a really cool and chill guy. Najee Jeter, that's his name.
Oh wow.
He actually did voice Miles Morales also for the 2017 Spider-Man animated series.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, the one that on Disney XD.
Wow.
Yeah. But the funny thing is that before that, he was actually in the Adam Sandler's film Grown Ups and Grown Ups 2. Did you ever see that?
I think I watched the first Grown Ups. I didn't watch Grown Ups 2.
Okay, well, he played Chris Rock's character's son.
Oh, interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, he was just a child back then.
Yeah, so
but he was cool. He was pretty chill.
I mean, this is definitely a good time to be a Spider-Man fan, as far as video games go, and
yeah.
I'm hoping that, I mean, I'd be fine with just a trilogy of games, but if they did make more games or even more DLC for this game, which I think they're going to do, that'd be really cool. I want to see more from this world. Maybe even like spinoffs would be kind of cool.
Yeah, they are making a Wolverine game.
It's set in this universe?
Yeah, set in the same universe. They actually announced that like a year ago. They haven't shown off any trailers or anything, but there's supposed to be a Wolverine. But another thing is that in Spider-Man 2, they do confirm that Doctor Strange exists in that universe.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. So
they don't without actually showing him.
Of course. Yeah. So, but we'll try to stay away from as many spoilers as we can. But let me ask you a question, Jumpman, if I may.
Yeah.
So obviously the first one came out on PS4, and you kind of, I mean, you played through that game heavily. Visually, how would you say this game kind of compares to the first two?
Spider-Man 2 visually is definitely above Spider-Man and maybe slightly above Miles Morales.
Oh wow, interesting.
Yeah,
I heard a lot of people, they really like the effects and the, just like the way the effects look in this game, and then also just the general look of the city is just a lot better, and they say it just performs a lot better on PS5 and just is a really good game. So let me ask you this, if I may, Jumpman.
Yes.
Moving forward, okay, so you mentioned the story itself, and obviously you haven't completed the game, but how would you say the voice acting is in this game in comparison just to other video games in general, or kind of the characters and things like that?
I would say it's on par with the first game and Miles Morales. I mean, it's amazing. It's a very cinematic experience, in my opinion.
Oh wow,
Like
okay.
not just from a, I mean, story wise, it's got that cinematic story wise experience as well as superior gameplay. So
Wow. Wow,
it
that's really cool.
that's what I think of throughout all three of the games so far.
Yeah, they definitely have done a really. I was expecting Miles Morales to kind of feel like a little light DLC, but that game actually had a really good story. That game had a
Yeah,
really
yes. Even though it wasn't as big as the first Spider-Man game
sure.
in scale, it still had a pretty good amount for
At,
the price you paid for it.
oh, absolutely, man. And
Because they didn't charge Miles Morales at full price, full game price.
right, right. But yeah, that was definitely like I
Yeah,
would actually like to see even a sequel to Miles. I mean, I guess this is kind of a sequel to both of them,
yeah.
right?
Spider-Man 2 is just as much a sequel to Miles Morales as it is to the first Spider-Man game,
So that's
which
kind of
kind of
cool.
surprises me.
That's really cool. Wow, man. So just hypothetically speaking, I think this is okay. Let me ask you this: what would you like to see in a future Spider-Man game? Would you like to see co-op? Would you like to see, like
I
what could be
I
interesting for you?
I have a really interesting prediction it's the first Spider-Man game you play just as Spider-Man. In Spider-Man 2, you have Peter Parker and Miles Morales. And in Spider-Man 3, I'm gonna say you can now play as Peter Parker, Miles Morales, and Gwen Stacy.
Okay,
Spider Gwen.
okay, I can see that.
That's my prediction. It might be a little ambitious though.
So for you guys here on the Void Playground, you heard it here first. When Gwen Stacy is in Spider-Man 3, or they make a Gwen Stacy spinoff, you heard it here first. No, that's interesting. Um, these are definitely narrative single player experiences, which is really hard to, like you said, get that cinematic style game with the really great gameplay, with the really great graphics. Like it's kind of like a rare package these days. Um,
Yeah. Well, the thing is, there's definitely a lot of love for the Into the Spider-Verse films
sure,
in these Insomniac games, especially this newest one that came out.
right.
And the interesting thing also is that the Peter Parker that's in the Insomniac Spider-Man games did make an appearance in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
That's right. He did.
And Yuri Lowenthal voices Peter Parker in the Insomniac Spider-Man games, and he reprised his role even as that Spider-Man for Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, and I know we talked about that movie. For those of you who have not watched our Across the Spider Verse discussion, definitely check that out. Really great movie. It was
Oh
really
yeah,
great, actually. It was,
oh
um,
yes,
just kind of
that's yeah. Yeah, that synergy with Into the Spider Verse, Across the Spider Verse with these games is why I think Gwen Stacy is my. That's part of my prediction.
oh yeah, yeah.
What's that? It just feels right.
So
Or yeah,
like we said, we're getting all the Spider-Man stuff. We're getting, the game. We're getting, obviously, we had Across the Spider-Verse, the movie this year. It sounds like we're gonna be getting another Tom Holland movie, or I think like a series or something like that. Spider-Man freshman year or whatever.
Yeah, Spider-Man freshman year. Yeah, I don't know if Tom Holland's going to be voicing Spider-Man for that, just because of the Disney Sony thing. It's kind of
Oh, right,
weird there.
right.
Yeah, but I just based on what I've found out recently, freshman year is supposed to be set in basically an alternate timeline of the like it's going to be set after Civil War, but in an alternate reality kind of thing.
Oh, interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, but so that's how they're doing freshman year, Spider-Man freshman year.
Yeah, the MCU. I've kind of fallen off. Have you been watching Loki at all?
Yes, I have been watching season 2 of Loki.
Is it any good?
I've been enjoying it. Loki is definitely one of the better Disney Plus shows. It's probably the best one, actually.
Oh, as far as Disney Plus Marvel, you mean?
Yeah, Disney Plus Marvel MCU shows. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean it was good. I'm not the biggest Loki fan, Loki, but I kind of enjoyed the first season. I just have such a bad taste in my mouth from um Secret Invasion that I just, kind of just had to take a break. But
Yeah, Secret Invasion was very meh for me.
Yeah, no,
I
that's kind of how I felt. And the thing is, and that's
like
why it's kind
Secret
of cool.
Invasion.
What were you gonna
Secret
say?
Invasion really should have been an Avengers film. I really wished it would have
Yeah,
been.
I agree. It should have been an Avengers level, or if they did do a series, make it like make it big.
Yeah,
But I don't know.
yeah,
It just
like
felt
a
it.
crossover series. That would have
Sure,
been really
sure,
cool.
yeah. But anyways, going back to Spider Man, now let me ask you this: do you see yourself playing through these games again, just or is it kind of like it's a one time play or is it a time thing? Or kind of
It's
what's
kind
your
of a time thing.
yeah?
I wouldn't
There's so
like.
many games you have to play, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's part of it. Yeah.
I mean, I remember being a kid. I played through Spider Man on the N64 like at least 10 times. This is back when your parents would only get you one game every like 4 months. And
Oh
then
yeah.
you gotta, so um, yeah, that one was good. And then there was also another Spider Man game. Oh, I think it was Ultimate Spider Man that came out in PS2. That one was pretty interesting. It was all cell shaded. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I played
And
Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Like,
yeah, so Ultimate Alliance was really good too.
yeah, I played. Yeah, I played the first two, and then the third one came out recently for the Switch exclusive.
I need to get that one now that I have a Switch, actually.
Yeah, the third one's fun.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, the third one's pretty fun. It's worth checking out. Interestingly enough, Yuri Lowenthal, Peter Parker, and Najee Jeter, Miles Morales, and the Insomniac games do voice their characters in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
Oh, wow. Did they really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow,
Yep.
that's interesting. The thing is, man, like, I'm kind of in the same boat as you, where it's like I'm playing so many games, or I'm so busy, and so I got to set aside a little bit of time to, definitely get through these
Yeah.
games. Wow, yeah, no, I'm excited to play it. Honestly, I mean, from what you're telling me, it sounds like it is a really good game.
It's decent. It's a solid game.
Have you experienced any bugs or glitches or anything like that in the game?
Oh, and Ultimate Alliance 3?
No, 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 no. In
Oh,
Spider-Man
oh,
2.
oh, sorry. Um, oh, there was one bit that I came across that was kind of weird. Where it looked like it was part of the main story. No, 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 no. It was a side story with Yuri. It's like doing these flame missions. There was one of them where um, Peter, for some reason, Spider-Man and some of the NPCs or the the characters they are going up against, they would like glow.
Oh,
They had like
interesting.
this weird white glow effect.
Wow.
I noticed that it wasn't like game breaking, uh, but it was a little odd.
Yeah, and as gamers, I was watching, I was on Twitter, and I was looking, or I guess X as it's called now, and someone was like kind of like nitpicking like you're climbing up a building, you see like the same NPC twice, type stuff. And, if that's like the biggest nitpick, that's kind of like what my thought was. I'm like, this has got to be a really amazing game. If like
Yeah, yeah.
if the worst thing about the game is that you have to see an NPC twice, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like even what I saw. Yeah, even what I saw wasn't too big of a deal.
No, it wasn't game breaking like you said.
Yeah, yeah. And it was only in like that one instance with going after Yuri or one part of the flame missions.
Yeah, I'm sure like people might find more glitches and little nitpicks here, and I'm sure they might. They're probably gonna patch them. They're probably gonna patch all the.
Yeah.
Closing thoughts, Jump Man. This was kind of a rapid fire one. I know usually we have JD to chime in, but
yeah, I'm sure JD's playing Spider-Man right now.
that's probably what he's doing. No, I think he had something to do, or he had.
Oh yeah.
Not entirely sure, but closing thoughts on Spider-Man 2 for the PlayStation 5.
Let's see here. Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size. Catches thieves just like flies. Look out. Here comes the Spider-Man.
And there you have it, guys. Jumpman, The Void Playground, guys. Spider-Man 2. Visit us at thevoid.gg if you want to support the podcast. If you want to join us on Discord, we're always playing Mario Kart and all that fun stuff. So until next time, you guys have a great rest of your life.
Yes.